What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Revolution review for Green Day's semi-new album, Saviors, an album that technically came out last year, but we are going to do the review this year because they just released a deluxe edition. So now we will be going back, looking at the songs, seeing how they pertain to this culture of resistance that I talk about in every video, because this wall is completely comprised of political music, revolutionary music, protest music, whatever you want to call it. And Green Day, of course, has put out a number of albums contributing to that culture of resistance. And as always, guys, if you like the vibe, definitely like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon account for exclusive videos if you would like to support the channel further, and definitely let me know which album you would like to see me review next. So Green Day has definitely been popping off as of late, taking various jabs at this Trump administration, much like Bruce Springsteen, who has also been making a number of statements, which we just covered in our previous review of Bruce Springsteen's live EP. So definitely check that out if you so choose. But Green Day has also been tweaking their lyrics to specifically tailor them to the Trump administration. Instead of saying, "I'm not a part of your redneck agenda," now it's MAGA agenda. Or the line, "Am I retarded or am I just JD Vance?" Which, honestly, JD Vance is actually relatively intelligent. He just compromised his moral integrity and belief system in order to cozy up to Trump, like many people did in this administration, in order to attain power, which, honestly, is pretty stupid. But Green Day, of course, has been at this for quite some time now, starting with their album Warning back in the year 2000, which was kind of the start of their political commentary, but then really took off with their album American Idiot. An album that is very near and dear to my heart, which, fun fact, Green Day was actually my first concert ever. I actually saw them on their American Idiot tour, but the initial show was canceled, and so to make up for it, they actually made us the final show of that tour, where they played American Idiot front to back, and here they are 20 years later, still putting on a hell of a show. They still really haven't missed a beat in terms of live performance, but anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about you. And by you, I mean track one. So starting off with track one on this album, Saviors, we have The American Dream Is Killing Me. So the song is basically a critique of the idea of the American dream, saying that it's not attainable for the vast majority of Americans, that you have to struggle, like it's literally killing you, to either acquire or maintain it, or whatever you want to make it. The American dream is killing me, with double talk of conspiracy, double talk meaning incoherent babble. Definitely no shortage of that on the internet, am I right? And the verse goes on to exemplify how the American dream is killing him, saying that he's sending out an SOS because they're bulldozing your family home to make room for a condo. There are people on the streets, unemployed and obsolete, because the people at the top do not want the masses to huddle together because it's bad for their agenda. They would rather have TikTok and taxes under the overpass, sleeping on broken glass. They would rather keep you poor and struggling. That way you don't really have time to worry about what's happening in your government, your society, your nation, the world. The song goes on to say, "From sea to shining sea, whitewashed upon the beach, my country is under siege on private property." Yep, the country is definitely under siege. Looking at you, private equity. Looking at you. So that was the first track, which is a pretty decent track. Now, we're skipping all the way down to the song Coma City, which I think is a critique on gun violence, be it mass shootings or police shootings. It could really be almost either one. So this song describes just going about your normal day, your normal routine, only you are in a daze because you're living in this coma city. You go to the chemist, aka the pharmacist, and then you go to church on Sunday. Meanwhile, you're just surrounded by all these gunshots, all these mass shootings. Lamb of God actually has a really good song on this topic titled Reality Bath, how this is just the new abnormal. Pretty funny song titles there actually. Coma City and Reality Bath, like you need the reality bath when you go to the coma city. Anyways, so they're shooting in the distance, it's on your face and hands with no resistance, so like you're powerless to stop it, you're powerless to avoid it. Don't call the cops, word on the street is they all quit their jobs. Hashtag Uvalde police. So that was the general gist of Coma City. So now skipping down a few more tracks to Strange Days Are Here to Stay. So this track is commenting on the absurdities of everyday life, or what seems to be everyday life. There's a repeating line that says they promised us forever, but we got less. There's no such thing as promises, just secret codes from alphabets, which could be a shot at Google because their parent company is Alphabet, or it could just be hinting at any three-letter agency. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. The song goes on to say, these are the best of times, twisted and borrowed times. These are the loneliest of times. Yeah, funny how in the age of social media, we are now more isolated and lonely than ever. All the madmen are going mental. All the grannies are on fentanyl. Oh, hell no. Strange days are here to stay indeed. Even the superheroes are playing pretend. And Jesus is quitting his job. Oh, and everyone is racist. So this could all be alluding to that the people you look up to are maybe not the people you thought they were. They are human, after all. You know, they say you should never meet your idols for that reason. But even Jesus quitting his job could be that people are kind of twisting religion to fit a certain narrative to push an agenda. Or maybe I'm just twisting this line to fit my bias because that's what I do best. And a little further down we have the line, lonely boys with hearts of hate, baby Babylon, they're making guns out of clay. Are we in hell, or is this just a fantasy? Again, hinting at all the gun violence, which I myself am actually very pro Second Amendment, but that doesn't mean that you can't curtail gun violence through a number of measures that we are just not taking, so that the NRA can keep lobbying Congress in the interest of people who own stock in weapon manufacturing companies. The list goes on. So Billy Joe goes on to say that things got strange after David Bowie died, but I personally think that the timeline split when Harambe died. R.I.P. big guy. Then we have the next song, Living in the 20s, as in the 2020s, not to be confused with the Roaring 20s. So the chorus goes on to say that we were collectively looking forward to a new decade, just get us out of the 2010s, but then things quickly turned to shit for reasons that we will get into in this song, and now it just feels more like a kick to the head. Another shooting in a supermarket. Man, they are really big on gun violence on this album. Probably like the #1 topic that they touch on consecutively is gun violence. Which, I mean, there is a lot to say about that, not dogging them for that. But anyways, setting Colorado on fire, playing the numbers, hoping to hit the lotto. Got a buzz like a murder hornet. Whatever happened to the murder hornets? I'm curious. I drink my media and turn it into vomit. I got a robot and we bang it out. Dare I say he's living the good life? Not really. But I really like the line, I drink my media and turn it into vomit, because of course we all do this on some scale. We all take something from the internet and then just regurgitate it back to anyone who will listen. Usually the poor 19-year-old kid who's working the cash register at Wendy's. Or is that just me? Which brings us to the title track of the album, Saviors. And this song could be interpreted a few different ways, but since this is a political music channel, we will be analyzing it with that bias intact, because that's what we do. That's how we cope. So the chorus is calling for all saviors, calling for them to unite us, to make us believers, even if you're just a stranger. The hope is that someone will come save us tonight. But it seems like salvation is always a step away. It's always eluding us. Like how the song opens up talking about feeling a flicker of light, but the light itself is out of sight. Or waiting on the summer, but the sun is out of view. It's not a hero or a capital crime. Fall in love or fall in line. We're all passing like a viral echo to pass the time. That last line could mean that we're just letting time pass us by. We're letting life just kind of wash over us as we continuously doom scroll on our phones through the viral echoes of social media engagement. It's just always passing us by.
It's just always passing us by. It's just always passing us by.
Now in the second verse it says, we are the last of the rockers making a commotion, which I take to mean that we are the last of the musicians who are speaking out on critical issues. We need a signal that's more heat than light, which could mean that we need tangible action, not just mere performative showboating. You know, like what I'm doing here. And lastly, the bridge. Everyone's asleep, but nobody's dreaming. We all have a fiction that's worth believing. You know, I was just thinking about this the other day, how we all kind of live in each other's imaginations and how we all are a part of a bigger collective imagination. Be it political parties, sports teams, the history of your nation, everyone has a certain narrative that is a part of that imagination. And so based on that narrative, based on that belief system, it's all kind of in your head. But also not just you, again, it goes back to that collective imagination, but you are also a part of your own imagination, your own self-narrative, and I think it's imperative that every now and then we kind of re-examine that narrative that we keep telling ourselves just to see if it's actually still relevant, if it's not obsolete, if we didn't learn anything from the last number of years, because maybe we outgrew them, maybe we became wiser, maybe we just learned a different way of going about things. So it's good to challenge those narratives just to see if they actually still apply, because it's very easy to get into a mental rut in terms of your belief system, even if it's just about yourself, and you don't need that obsolete subconscious programming weighing you down. So the line that goes, everybody's asleep but nobody's dreaming, well, let's start dreaming. Because we all have a fiction that's worth believing, and we all have that self-narrative, we all have that collective imagination. So let's start to course correct to the best of our ability so that we can make ourselves, our future, and our world a better place. This message was brought to you by Franklin University. Franklin University makes it possible. Not really. I'm actually not affiliated with them at all. And honestly, I think we will end the review there because even though this album is a deluxe edition, I don't think the bonus songs really add too much to the conversation. Except maybe for the song Smash It Like Belushi, which is just describing pure chaos, just this riot, all this violence, smashing everything, destroying everything. So yeah, that concludes the review of Green Day's album, Saviors. I would say my #1 recommended song from the album would be The American Dream Is Killing Me. It does seem to be the most hard-hitting song on the album in terms of the commentary that it provides. And definitely the most reoccurring theme is definitely just gun violence, so there is that as well. So yeah guys, thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the vibe. Definitely check out the Patreon account for a few exclusive videos and for supporting the channel further. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you thought of this album, what you thought of these songs, what you think about Green Day in general, what do you think about them speaking out against the Trump administration. And also feel free to check out some of our other reviews. We have all the Rage Against the Machine albums reviewed. Same thing for System of a Down. Propagandhi just put out a new album. That was pretty good. Jesse Wells just put out an album. That was really good as well. And of course, Bruce Springsteen and his live EP, also a good one. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay well, stay safe, stay informed, and we will see you on the next video. Later.